cheap ammo for the AK. I've had this Sega for a while, 223, and I just recently got to shoot it last week, and it pretty much shot flawless, which was no surprise. But anyway, I just want to do a little video on this cheap ammo. I've seen several videos where they say, "Oh, it ain't no good, you can't shoot it," but blah blah blah. But it's kind of irrelevant. These 223s, if you're using it for practice, being that it's so cheap, you get a couple $100, you get 1,000 rounds. The other brass case stuff, you're going to pay almost 400, so it's about double or near it. But typically, I've seen one video on there that was having trouble, and I'm not really sure if it was an AK or not, but AK pretty much shoots what you put in it. I fired about 300 rounds of the Tul-Ammo, I guess is the way you say it, and I had one fail to fire out of 300 rounds. That's not too bad. And this is just practice stuff anyways. You got, you're probably going to suffer a little bit on accuracy, but for the price, if I was going to go for accuracy, I'd shoot a premium ammo, naturally. But I've seen some of them, I don't know, they may have got a bad batch or what. I got some Wolf too. I got 1,000 rounds of this and 1,000 rounds of the Tul-Ammo. And I've also shot in my 45 Glock, I've shot the steel case ammo in that with no problem. Matter of fact, my Glock 36, that's what I broke it in with. I shot 200 rounds of Tul-Ammo, 45, and shot out all 200 rounds. No failures whatsoever. So basically, the people have trouble with these 223s, especially in ARs. Well, an AR is, I think, a military channel. Let's see, not the military, armory channel. No, it ain't. Military channel. You can look it up on YouTube. He's got a real good video on this. And I know he said he typically shoots steel cased ammo, and he's got one AR that's been shot for 20 years. Still got all the same parts and everything. I know in an AR, if you put a one-piece gas ring in, these work a lot better. I think TM on Fire suggested that on one of his videos. But typically, you take this stuff and shoot it. And AR, is made for longer barrels. If it's got to do with timing, the other guy explains it better. But basically, if you shoot a few of them and check right here on the extractor, if you don't see any real damage to the extractor, it may be a little mark or something. But I mean, we're really digging in. That means it's trying to pull it out before it's ready. And it could be a timing issue with the AR, but typically if you just shoot, if it'll shoot it without making them marks on there, you shouldn't have any problem with it. But typically when you have problems with you probably wouldn't have it with an AK, but tolerance is a little bit closer on AR. If you shoot a bunch of stuff and then it don't expand as like brass does, so if you shoot a bunch of this, decide you want to shoot steel case ammo, or brass ammo, it could stick in there because you get residue and stuff in there and it swells up and stick. And I know that's been an issue. But typically, if you can shoot this with no extractor marks on it, it should shoot fine in the AR. I mean, if you want to shoot that expensive brass case stuff, go ahead. I'll shoot if I want dead accurate. Yeah, I'd get the better ammo, but for practice and fun shooting, you can't beat the price. And ARs, in AR, if you can shoot it with no extractor mark, you just check there, you'll see it. If you got a timing issue with it, you can see it. It'll dig out a hole. Sometimes even rip the end of it off. But other than that, if you don't have any problem with that, you should be fine. And my Sega here shot perfect. No issues whatsoever. I got the scope sighted in, but I changed the front sight up here to orange sight, it's shooting a little high. I got to tweak that out next time I go back. But anyway, it's cheap shooting. That's what I shoot. Of course, I got an AK. It shot both of these fine, the Wolf 2. And that's about it. And I got a couple of knives here I'm going to throw in here. This is a cheap knife. I think I paid $12 for it. It's got B on it. I think it's made by Elan. And it's standard steel at 8CR move. 8CR move. But for a $12 knife, this thing, the blade center is a little off, not much, but it's smooth opening, locks up tight, liner lock, and for the price, you can't beat it. You know, razor sharp out of the box when I got it. You know, and it's a standard China steel, whatever. This here, I bought this for the hell of it. I seen some guy. This is called, well, they call it the Big Dog. This is a large knife. It says combat ready, made in China, but they call it big. This blade is so heavy, it's got a thumb stud, opens real smooth. Blade's a little off center, not much, but it's so heavy you can open it without even using a thumb stud. You just flick the wrist like that, and it opens. You don't have to, it's the blade's so heavy. You just have to just flick it, and it comes open. And it's got the same typical steel, you know, cheap, you know, the cheaper steel, but it was also razor sharp. It'll shave you, and I just bought it for the hell of it. And the best part is, I paid $5.95 for this knife, if you can believe that. I mean it ain't the best knife, but I couldn't believe it's $5.95. I bought two and give one to my buddy. Be good for maybe skinning deer or whatever, or scaring the hell out of somebody. You might be able to, you know, let me get a tape measure and I'll measure this thing. The overall length is almost 10.5 inches. The blade is 4.5. And I think this thing weighs about 6 ounces or something. It's pretty heavy. Long knife, you can tell. There's my hand, so you can see how big it is. But I mean, you can't bitch for $5.95 plus shipping. I think it was on $9, including the shipping. You can use a thumb stud. It opens real easy. And like I said, you don't even need it. You can use the thumb stud. It just opens right up. Might be a handy hunting knife. You know, I don't know. Anyway, I just thought I'd throw that in there. I don't want to get too long on this video, but the Tul-Ammo, I know some people's had trouble. If you got an AK, it should eat this stuff up. And like I said, ARs, well, I know AR, if you're going to shoot that stuff, they got a 3-piece seal ring, and if you put a 1-piece, I think you get them from Brownell or something, you get better gas pressure, and it will extract better. But I know TM on Fire, that's what he shoots in his, and that's all he shoots is this stuff, and he don't have a whole lot of trouble with it. See some of his videos. That's TM on Fire. And the other one, I always get the Armory Channel, military. Armory Channel's Pete, military channel. He's got a real good video on this steel cased ammo. That's basically all he shoots. But he explains it a hell of a lot better than I do. Look him up. That's all I got to say about that. Have a good day.